Hi everyone, just a quick check-in to show you my latest project I'm busy with. Something I wanted to do for a long time. The pattern became popular last year, I think, but it was summertime here in South Africa and maybe a little bit too hot to start a woolly cardigan. But now that we are going into cooler weather, I thought that it was the perfect time to knit this cardi so that I can still wear it this winter. It's the Maja cardigan by Len Magnussen, and it's a bottom-up sticked cardigan. I love the colors of the original design, so I tried to get similar colors from Ashford, pure New Zealand wool. I got mine mostly from Glenysbrook. She imports all the Ashford products, and this light blue I got from Carly from Woolcraft. She also imports some of the Ashford products. It's a lovely, actually affordable yarn. The original pattern asks for Letlopi, which is not available here, and also maybe a little bit too warm for our South African climate. So this is the colors I'm using. The light blue is 235 and the rust is ADK310 and the cream is ADK105 and the blue is 430. It's a New Zealand Corriedale. That's almost the same as our merino yarn. But unfortunately, all our merino yarns are superwashed, which is actually a shame. So this is a non-superwash yarn, which will make it easy for a sticked cardigan. But what I'm trying to do now is to knit it top down. So I've had some calculations to reverse. I did do a small little swatch, and I like how it knits up, and I like the color work. The gauge is 18 stitches. Mine is 20 stitches, so my gauge is a little bit smaller. But I just went up one size up when I started knitting it. And as per my usual, I will probably do some modifications, so it doesn't really matter that much. I did reinforced it. I watched Jenna from Pull Together has a whole series on this cardigan, how to do a swatch, how to stick, how to knit it all. And I did the crochet reinforcement with some 2-ply Jamieson and Smith jumper weight. And I cut it and I then washed it to see what will happen, and it's still very much intact. Nothing is coming apart. So it worked out quite well, and I love how it knits up, and I love the feeling. It's quite soft for a non-superwash yarn, so it's not too rustic. So here is what I have so far. So I started with the ribbing. I started with the extra large, I think 86 stitches, and I did the whole neck ribbing in that amount of stitches, and then I did some increases to get to the amount of stitches that she takes up in her neck ribbing, and then decreases only before casting off. But I would like the ribbing to sit more tightly around my neck and not on my shoulders. So I thought I will do the first set of increases after I've done the ribbing. And then there's the short rows that I had to reverse. So I did the short rows where she says, I think about 76 stitches or round about there. I think I did, yeah. So the short rows is approximately 70 or 80 stitches at the back, and then I did it 4 stitches further for every next set. So I'm using my favorite Tulip knitting needles, 4.5 needles. I love these needles because they are so soft, soft and lightweight to work with. And it's easy to actually get my floats nice and loose because this is a very lofty and a soft yarn. So it seems to be working out quite well, and I'm happy with how far I've got so far. So just something, I can show you this because it is a free pattern. So you will work the chart from row 1 up to the end of the chart if you do it bottom up, but if you want to reverse it, you have to do the chart the other way around. So what I've discovered is I should not do the increases in the row where she does the decreases. I now do the increases in the row with the extra stitches. So in that row where there's the extra stitches, that is where I do my increases. So I will have to do increase a blue stitch twice in every repeat for that row. And this one is easy because I will do 1, 2 increases in every repeat, and it's in the cream color, so that one was quite easy. So I've made myself all these notes did some calculations to see where I have to be. So for my first increase, I had to increase up to 153 stitches. So that because she doesn't give you the stitch count after her decreases. She only says where you how many stitches you have when you start and how many stitches you have when you end. And instead of I think she only calls for 2 stitches, I'm doing 5. So there is my 5 stitches between the markers. So that middle stitch will be the one that I will cut. So I will reinforce with a crochet reinforcement on both sides of that middle stitch. So that is my current exciting project that I just wanted to share with you. And if I remember, I will try and do some updates as I proceed with this cardigan. So I've just started the blue, the light powder blue color work, which is that beautiful flower part at the top. I will definitely have to add some length, which I will add there. And I also think it will be easier for me to do the maths to make it longer and to see where I have to stop before I start with the color work when I do it top down. And because I always have to knit my sleeves longer as well, I think it will be easier to do them top down. So that is my exciting project I'm busy with. So while I'm at it, I just quickly wanted to show you my well-used tulip set that I've put some needles in and took some needles out. but this is my favorite knitting needles for traveling, because you can knit, you can use them on a flight, and it's a compact little case to take with you, to pack in your hand luggage. If I put it in my hand luggage, I will obviously take this crochet hook out. I just put it in there because it's handy when you have a dropped stitch or something that you want to pick up. But my needles have been used a lot, and they have discolored a little bit from hand-dyed yarns, especially blue yarns, and some of them are in use. And there's a little bag here where you can put all your cables in, and there's also some needles that are in use at the moment. My 4.5 needles are on this, and then my 3.5 needles are on another project. And that is just my Tulip knitting needles, favorite knitting needle set that I quickly wanted to share with you. I hope that you will have a lovely weekend with lots of knitting and crafting time. See you again soon. Goodbye.